Hey, hey, GM everyone. And yeah, we did. I did send some updates to the Discord, so I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that, Mick, but I dropped in a little repo of a project that I did that used a lot of the hooks extensively to create different mechanisms. So it might be a good reference for you to like check out what's going on there and see if there's anything that you can pick up if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Thank you so much, Danny. Yeah, I think that I decided to not use the on key purchase hook anymore because I think that maybe it's not meant for what I wanted to do. And like I said, I thought it was like a bug or something like that, but it seemed that it was actually working properly. It was just me that wasn't using it, how it was meant to be used. But yeah, thank you so much for the support and for being active on the developer chat.
Well, you are always welcome, and I don't know if now is the time in the call to for this, but if you don't mind, you might want to share what it is that you're trying to achieve, and maybe we could throw in some 2 cents on the best way to do it.
Oh, sure, no
Yeah, that
problem.
sounds great. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I am part of the Micropets team, which is NFT project, and we're looking to launch what is going to be known as Micropulse, which is going to be not only a mobile game, but it's going to have its own app. So the way that we like to give you like a rough idea how it's going to work is that while you play the game, you are going to be able to win some coins inside the game, and then you will be able to transfer those coins into what is going to be known as a magic chest, which is pretty much like a lottery. So every coin that you transfer into it is going to be like a lottery ticket. So if let's say that you had like 1,000 coins and then you added them to the magic chest, and then let's say that there's like 1 million in total, and then let's say that when drawing the winner, the number was 500, the ticket of the number 500. Then since you bought the ones from the first 1,000, then you will be one of the winners. So at least there's like a lot of functionality that's going to be behind a subscription based, I guess, membership. And that's when the public lock contracts come in. So the way that this is going to work is that there's going to be a membership for a month, 3 months, and 12 months, or a year. And yeah, I was pretty much working. I was looking for solutions, that could handle this, and the unlock protocol was pretty much, very well made for this. As a lot of things not only have like a lot of contracts, the magic chess, or even the Oracle contract that's going to be handling, transferring the token from the in-game or at least our database to into the blockchain space. They have to have, that check that to make sure that you have a valid membership for you to actually interact with the contract. And one of the things that I wanted to do with the on key purchase was that I don't think it make. I mean, if, let's say that you have like a month membership that's still valid, that hasn't expired, then it doesn't make any sense to let the user buy a 3 month membership, without canceling first the month membership. So I was trying to integrate it to like a check to make sure that, hey, if you detect that the user who's trying to buy the 3 month membership or 12-month membership already has another membership active, then you should not let him, because it would be quite redundant to have those two, or at least they should first cancel one before they can purchase the other one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're right that using the hook was like being overcomplicated, but it's a straightforward use case to me. So you just simply need to call the get has valid key on the contract, like before you make the purchase. So you can either enforce it in the contract level on your custom contracts with a simple function that does that. So you can either create a custom function that's tailored to check the three different contract memberships. So since you might want to change the address, or if you want to keep it like something that you can change later on, you can just create a variable for those three different membership contracts and always check if the user has a valid membership on those before you actually call the purchase function, without having to actually use the hook, because it's like being unnecessarily complicated, because the hook is designed for you to do like custom flows, but a simple check like that would not necessarily need the hook. It would just be, you could do it on the front end, but if you want to enforce it on the contract level because you just want it to be like that, otherwise you don't even need to do that in your contract. You could just have the check on the client side in the game, or whatever you use to do the client side checks to make sure that users can't make a purchase unless they don't have a valid key for any of the subscription levels that you're offering. Does that make sense?
No, no, yeah, totally. Because after I ended up integrating the public logs, or at least the ones that I have that are meant to be the membership of our game. I first did the whole membership flow with the model and stuff, and then at the end was that I realized, oh, it doesn't make any sense for this to have, for a user to hold multiple memberships. And then I looked inside the documentation, and then I saw the hook, but then as you can see, it didn't really work. But then, yeah, I then I realized that I can simply add like a check before everything else runs. And that's pretty much what I did. One of the function, or at least the function that I was using to make sure that to see if the user already had like a valid membership. I'm running that inside of a custom contract, which in case that it goes through, and it then calls the purchase function on the log that the user chose beforehand.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's how I would do it if I wanted to make sure that the check is enforced on a contract level. But sometimes that's not necessary. Sometimes, depending on your use case, you might just want to check on like the client side. So that's the right approach to me. So I'm glad that you were able to like figure out the best way to go about it.
Yeah, but still, I think that, just playing around with the whole on-key purchase hook helped me to see how robust the public logs can be. And, who knows, maybe later on I will be able to use it to add like a promotion or something like that. So I guess that in the end, it was really nice to play around with that and to know how powerful that feature of the contracts can be, and to just to play around, to know that the hooks exist and that maybe I can later use them for whatever custom purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That was a really good example of the depth that is available in the contracts for unlock. There's a lot to uncover in there. Interesting use case too. I think that it makes a lot of sense to evaluate. What's the best mechanism for your integration for managing memberships so that you don't have user level issues like duplicate memberships or conflicts and that sort of thing. So it's a really bad experience as a user to, have to pay, accidentally double up on your membership or something instead of having it just like intuitively stack or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So, examining that use case and then designing the solution around the user experience, I think is a really important kind of approach. So I like to see how you guys kind of work through that. Both of you had kind of a similar approach in how you designed a solution. with what's available in the protocol. So well done, everybody. Thanks for sharing that with us. It was a very interesting little exploration. Let's see. We have a couple other agenda items on here we want to run through. We have an update from the finance team. Andrew's got the budget for Q1, Q2 proposal live. I haven't looked at Tally yet, but I'm assuming it's on Tally and live right now. So make sure we check that out, review that. And I'm sure that it is. Yep. It's not live yet. Oh, maybe the prop's just up in the forum. I'm not sure where that's at. We'll figure it out. But the budget is ready. And no. Oh, sorry, Stella. You're shaking your head. What do I got wrong? I thought you said that it was up.
I'm sorry. I'm like, no. No, it's not live yet, but instead, Andrew just put it in the storage chat for us to review before we actually bring it up for a discussion and then a vote, right? So
okay.
It's really important that all of us stewards really look at this and understand that we have to put so let's say you and Anupa want to do community rewards. You have to think about this now for the next 6 months, right? This is about pre-planning. The same for Sissy. You want to spend money on marketing campaigns? Make sure you're looking through that budget proposal, because once this is done, you have seen how strict Andrew gets. There is no getting anything in anymore at a later point, right? Because we're not going over budget if we can avoid it. So yeah, first, please, all stewards, look through this properly, discuss internally what they need and what they want, okay? And then let's put it up for a discussion for another 1.5 weeks probably, because I know people need time to look at this stuff. And then this is all on you, right? Like Will, Mick, Danny, Money, Julian, whoever wants to comment on this, right? Or says like, oh, I have a great idea. Why did my steward not figure out that I have this great idea? Right? So bring it to your steward's attention for the working branch you want to supply something to or contribute something to, and make sure your budget is heard. Okay. I'm not saying we have endless budget to spend, but we have to get started somewhere, right? And Andrew has been doing a good job putting this together for us. So that's why I said no, it's probably not live yet. And I realized it really isn't. Sorry.
Yeah, good call. Thank you for explaining that. I was totally on the wrong train of thought. I just saw the update this morning and I was like, oh, proposal's up. But he meant steward proposal, or draft. So that makes a lot more sense. So now that everybody's up to date, we all know what's happening with the budget. It is extremely crucial. So I appreciate your emphasis, Stella, on all of the stewards and potential soon-to-be stewards, to review that, and also for members of the community who wish to be, funded in some way for a project. Lots of great initiatives that have been going on and plans for new initiatives. So, yeah, make sure you reach out to your relevant steward and talk to them about your exciting ideas and the needs that you have to accomplish those. That's how DAOs get things done. Yeah, and GMCC, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We have also a couple of operation updates. Stella had some updates about Cello and a website suggestion.
Like dying on my way there. So I have initiated, I had to jump a few hoops, but I have initiated conversations with some Cello people. So the one person that I met at Dev Connect directly at the ShiFi event, his name is Charlie, and he's the marketing manager. So he just got back to me, thankfully, because I first thought he had ghosted me, but apparently he was just busy. He hadn't been ghosting me. So, but it happens in Web3, right? So you never know if someone doesn't get back to you for over a week and just doesn't say like, oh, I'm busy with shit. I'm so sorry. Let me get back to you when my brain is fresh for this, right? And then you're like, okay, cool. Can you tell me like a rough timeline? And they're like, in 2 weeks. You're like, okay, I can see that working out, right? Like I think in our space, like, like you shouldn't be ghosting people, right? Like you should be, or even worse, just tell people either you're really not interested, and well, that's just it, right? Or on the other hand, just give people a proper timeline so they know that you're not shitting. I'm sorry, but I really think that should be done more, this like direct communication. I'm not just saying this because I'm German, I promise. It's just the overall thing. Anyways, he got back to me, and then I also hopped in parallel on the Discord server to poke some buttons. I was banned by their Discord automated mod for like 5 times, but then I was always manually unbanned, which was nice, by this really nice person. And then another person came around, verified that I'm really me. And then we talked in DMs about who else I could reach out to. And so I proposed a few different things. And he directed me to Charlie again. So he poked Charlie kindly on the shoulder. And the other 2 people are Lena and I think Lena and Sophie or Sophia, who are the dev rails at Cello. So I'm proposing different things to, both parties essentially, and saying like, hey, maybe then eventually we can either, put it out in portions over the next year, or we can potentially do it all at once and figure out how to make these things anchor into each other. But anyways, conversations have begun. Now I still need to get back to Charlie. Since this morning, I haven't done that. So I better do that after this call. Then, new website that belongs in Stacey's category. So let's wait for this. Another quick topic I wanted to bring up for discussion is we're currently talking with the Itchy and Apemon guys about, I think so much time has passed since we initiated this project that none of us really know anymore what were like all the what's and what's, right? So we're now retrieving all of this information so we can make a more informed decision on the next steps about this. But essentially, because I saw your last comment in the chat, Danny, I think it's not in our best interest, if I remember correctly, to withdraw all the money from the Itchy board, because the Itchy board has certain mechanisms where it just streams generated yield over time into our treasury. So I think, if I remember this all correctly, because this is, I think, what I saw on the Treasure Corp dashboard at some point. And I think, withdrawing the money is actually not what we want to do, because this is basically like staking, if I'm not mistaken. So let me quickly pull this up from the mistake. This is essentially the screenshot that I took a while ago, and we should, also see this on our treasury contracts. I think this is the money that got streamed over time to our treasury, So these are the values we should be looking at, and not trying to, I think, withdraw all of it. But I also asked the question to see if we can a finite answer on this. But anyways.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, because it would be good to really understand the process and go through, because you can see that the last thing we just discovered is that the way to actually withdraw the funds would have to be through a contract call, because what
Yeah,
Nick
of
just put
course.
in the chat is, so we would need to actually figure that out if that was the case, and so we would need to have the proposal, and then we would have to go through the process where they would have to review the pull request, execute
But
it.
I don't think it's in our best interest to withdraw from a vault.
Okay,
That's not
you don't
how a
think it
vault
should.
works in
Well,
general.
if we eventually have the conversation and we think that's the case, but we don't even have to withdraw all, we do have to like be able to withdraw and know that we can when we want to. We have it ready, we have the template of the proposal, because it's going to be a technical proposal, since the treasury can't execute it. It needs to be a technical contract call. So that proposal will be drafted, and then the pull request reviewed, and then merged to the unlock repo, so that anybody can then take that and create the proposal whenever it's needed. and we have that structure in place, not like if we
Yeah,
don't.
I think that makes sense. I think I hear what you're saying, Danny. Is it's not that we have to do the withdrawal, but we have to have the process in place so that if a withdrawal needs to be made, it can be properly executed. And then when we do the exploration of what Stella's talking about, getting all the ins and outs and details together, hopefully we can summarize it all in a single forum post on Discord and have all the information in one place so we can all remember, because it's hard to keep track. But Stella's popping out. But yeah, if that makes sense, Danny, yeah, I agree with you. We should have the process in place because you're right. It is a technical proposal that'll be necessary. So it's important to have that ready so a non-technical person can still make the proposal in an approved kind of manner. Hey, Stella, can you hear us? Not sure. She's hearing us yet or not. I just want to make sure.
I'm back. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
You completely froze again for me. And yeah, so I understand the need for a process, right? But we entered this idea of supplying funds to a vault because we want to generate funds on top of it, right? That's the idea around a vault. It's not just like sitting there and not doing anything. It's basically, in a way, actively invested, if I'm not mistaken. And also, yeah, and also Nick just sent a confirmation around this. So I understand we want to have a process to potentially withdraw all of it, but actually that should not be our priority. Our priority should be, in my opinion, to make these funds work for us as much as we possibly can, right? And they supplied all the insights to us to understand the full process now, right? So I think we were missing two important things. We were missing this final dashboard that Apon sent us. So we have that now, and we were missing the link to the vault. But I think actually Nick sent this to us in the beginning. So it was our failure for not putting it down in our notes. Handing this right over to Andrew is a critique point because that was on him to do, right? So yes, and auto compounds is it into the position. However, there is essentially no volume on the pool currently, so the fees that create the yield are not being generated because we don't have any more app tokens to sell. Hence, I suggested we extend that campaign, right? So I don't know, Danny. I think you and I and probably Andrew, we should try and grab a time with Nick to answer all the questions left. Because honestly, I think most of these questions he had answered in the past. So we're making applying to a DAO, right? Because we're on the low funding end of all of this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say I think that you got disconnected for a little bit, breaking up.
For essentially a service. Fucking hell, why does this not work?
Yeah, sorry, Stella's having some technical difficulties. But I think that we've got a pretty good handle on this topic, so we can just kind of circle up async. Let's get a forum post. I mean, I think we've talked about it on the forum. I don't know if we need a new one or continue an existing one, but yeah, we'll just kind of, sounds like Stella and Danny and Andrew are going to connect async and work with Nick from 8Bond and kind of get things straightened out. We'll get a good summary put together in the forum so everybody can stay up to date on what the details are and what the strategy is going forward. And yeah, that hopefully will continue to just progress as a valuable tool in the Unlock arsenal. So thanks you guys for being on top of that. It's been kind of a long drawn out thing, but it is an important one. Token activity is important for distribution. That's why we care about this, right? We want people to have the up tokens so that they can engage in governance and feel like they're a meaningful part of the community. So 8Bond is helping us in achieving that goal. So yeah. Great update on that. Thanks for bringing that up, Stella. It is good to keep things moving forward. So that pretty much covers the agenda items. Oh, Cece, did you have updates on marketing or the website suggestion that Stella was mentioning? Is that something on your purview?
Yes, hi to everyone. Well, yes, today, in fact, we had a coordination call with Rams, Rise Up Morning Show. And yeah, they are going to start setting up their subscriptions and certifications for their community. And in fact, it's a really interesting way that they are going to set it up, as they want to do some scholarships for people to engage with their content and have like particular classes and courses, so people can really get educated into Web3 and all that. So some people will buy those subscriptions, and with that subscriptions will do scholarships for other people. So it's a really interesting way for community to get engaged and also support each other. And yeah, they are going to set up those in these days. In fact, today we had like a very demonstrative session where they could ask many things. We also spotlighted in fact, some things that we need to address in our website, specifically on the products kind of sub pages that we have. So I also reported that to Stella. I think she will put that up on the GitHub repo. And but basically that. So after they set up their subscriptions and certifications, we will get into the lives event that they have, in fact, like in 2 sessions more, like on Monday and Thursday. So we're going to wait on them to get those things set, and then do like a live demo session with their audience on TikTok, and show people how to use Unlock, uh, how to set up a contract. In this case, will be a certification, and that. So it will be very, very practical session on that. And yeah, after that, we on the marketing working group call, we had uh, a session where Stella showed us the new update on the works that she's been doing around new the new website that she's building. And it's cool. Let me show you just a little bit so you can get a glance of it. There you go. Okay, so this is kind of what it will be. So we have this first thing to show people how to create certifications or memberships or a subscription. And here there will be there you have a focus on guides, which is focused on creators that need no code tools, and then documentation, which is more focused on developers that want to integrate Unlock into their systems. So that after that, then we show each one of our use cases. In this section, it's really nice to have these kind of cards that show you like what's a membership, what's an event ticketing, like to understand what's the difference between us, and also to have like a link to learn more and then send them to the guides of each of these use cases, which is nice also. So in this case, this is very visual and much more like engaging kind of website. Then also how to use unlock protocol. So basic steps like get yourself an Ethereum enabled crypto wallet, which is something that definitely is needed. Then also consider that you need to pay gas fees for the chain that you are going to set up the lock, which is something that incredibly surprising, is something very recurrent in users that are starting to engage with Unlock, that they are not like aware that they need to pay gas fees. So this is really important to have as a step of for them to really understand. And then obviously after that connect, and then it's like a straightforward thing to follow the flow just by getting started with also this bar that it's fixed, and that you can engage with the get started at any point of time that you visit the website, which is something also really nice. So you don't have to browse all the, all the website to get into that bottom. And then those community projects and dApps that we want to highlight. Obviously, this is just something that Stella has built to highlight events and communities that are also building on Unlock, and that you can also search for any other of these kind of things. Maybe it's an event, so then you can browse and you can search the event that is going to pop up here. Let me see what Stella says. So Stella said, ideally we can figure out a call with Nick. Oh, yeah, sorry, that's on the previous conversation. Is there an easy way to convert an event log into a membership? Yes, Will, please go ahead.
Oh yeah, that wasn't my question. It was about something else. But I'm reading Triggs's feedback in the chat. My question was, there's other platforms that kind of do this. I don't know how difficult it would be from a dev or development perspective. But if we had something on like you were talking about, like different events, right, that are going to be listed on the website. But if there's like an explore feature, or like here's what's happening based on events that have already been scheduled in these certain regions or whatever, to kind of tie some locality to the events that are being deployed through Unlock, I think that'd be a really nice feature add. But if it takes a lot of development work, I understand that as well.
I think I got lost, but yeah, I hope so. Yes, please,
Yeah.
Stella.
Will, so first of all, what Trick said is true. You could essentially just airdrop and make a new membership contract, right? And just airdrop that to your former attendees. That would be one option. The other option is you essentially, so right now events are just time framed, right? So as per the mini page that the Unlock user interface creates for you, they cannot be purchased anymore from that page, right, after the time frame has concluded. But if you essentially take the page away, right, and just put your lock into a URL checkout, then you can just keep on selling that same contract as a membership. There's absolutely no problem with that, right? So because it's basically the same contract, the only thing is that the UI tries to help you out as a user to make it easy for you and spin up these mini pages for your events. And on the back end, it's just a normal lock, right? And so have you ever created a checkout URL?
Yes.
Then yeah, it's essentially just putting, just going on to checkout URL and saying like, this is the lock I want to add to it. And it doesn't matter if it's a former event log or anything else. It doesn't matter. Okay, done.
Okay, so that answers that
Please read
question.
your DMs, by the way. Please read
what
your
about
DMs.
the feedback for the website?
What was the feedback for the
What
website?
feedback? Yeah.
Feedback for the website would be because we're kind of aggregating events now, right, to the website. Am I understanding that correctly?
No.
Or
No,
not?
any community project that has built with Unlock, which could be an event, it could be a membership, it could be a subscription, it could be any of those use cases, but that has built with Unlock. So obviously we will be highlighting those, but obviously we have a disclaimer here that we are not promoting or endorsing them. And we do not have a legal responsibility, but we are showcasing them as also projects that have built as use cases on Unlock.
Okay, that's fair.
Cool.
Awesome. Does that? Did you have other things, Stella or CC, or did that kind of summarize it?
Yeah, so this is still on the works. So we had some feedback on the marketing and communications working group call. And I think Stella has already written down if you already have some or any other kind of feedback that you would like to see here also in the website, in the new website that Stella's building. Please let us know because this is also still in the works.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks great. Nice work, Stella. And thanks, CC, for running through all of that. I know you guys have all been processing a lot of feedback and ideas on how to improve things, and this is looking good. I like it. I like the user flow seems to be really refining, right? It's dialing into what people actually need when they go to the website. Minimizing the distractions and maximizing the information that they're looking for. So, yeah. This is definitely a step in the right direction. And that seems like a great way to wrap up the call. I think we covered everything on the agenda and everyone's topics. Oh, Stella, you got your hand up again. You got something else for us?
Not so fast.
You're not
so fast. You want to get out of here fast? What are you thinking? No, we actually have two more things. Because we still have one more we have two more user issues. Actually, I was hoping that, I could ping Julian with instead of poking around with Danny in this. But essentially, these are two more problems that users have encountered. Trying to put them here in the chat. So the first one is, let me see. The first one is by King Dobbs. It's a membership, and he's been trying to connect with a Stripe account. I know Danny and I cannot really test this, which doesn't make this easier. But for him, it seems to connect to never the actual. So in Stripe, you can have multiple accounts, right? So it's easier for accounting eventually, or for doing accounting. And it seems that Unlock always connects to like a pre-configured one that he doesn't want it to connect to, instead of connecting to the one that he wants it to connect to. So if Danny has any ideas around how we can test and tackle this, I don't know. I've tried my best, but I'm definitely at an end.
No, unfortunately, I don't, cause not
No
in the
Stripe.
US and things. Yeah, Stripe, no Stripe.
Yeah, exactly. Same problem for me. And then there is another issue from Nim, Salazar Nim, with email only checkout. Maybe you can try this out, Danny, and see if you can replicate the same error, because I could. So the idea is to disconnect with your wallet and, sign out from the Unlock website entirely, and then just try and mint this membership with your email. And it sends me the checkout, the email confirmation. So I go and retrieve that code from my email. I put it in there. And then after that, nothing happens. Just nothing. And so if you and I can replicate both that error, we should really step on Julian's toes about it.
Okay, so just to run this back to be sure I hear you correctly, I would need to. Do I need to first log in with my wallet and then get to the
No,
checkout? Just okay, I get to the checkout and then I connect with an email and try to go through the checkout.
only email. Make sure, like even within
There's
your
no
wallet,
wallet.
you're disconnected from the DApp from the
Okay.
unlock DApp, right?
Yeah.
Like sever all ties, sever all ties
All right.
with
Sever
your
all ties.
to the analog protocol, right? And then really just use email and
Mm-hmm.
it will send you a confirmation code. At least that's how far I got. Then I
Mm.
put the 6 piece, confirmation code in there. And after that, nothing happens anymore. It's like the UI is somewhat stuck and it's super weird. So
Okay.
if you have that same flow, right, let me know so I can figure out what if there's anything we can do for the poor guy because he's been at it for a while.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, and I also send you a DM with so we can hopefully decide if you can make it this week. Like get on a call with Nick as early as tomorrow morning and just figure out like if there's any more information missing so we can kick this off because if we're not like getting this more shredded this week, I'm pretty sure like this is going to drag out until the end of January and I would really like to avoid that.
Well, if David is available, then definitely I'll be available for tomorrow.
I mean, I wouldn't make this about David because David has literally all the information he needs now in the chat. So he just has to write a summary, which he should have done months ago, and he didn't do it. Hope he hears this once he listens to the recording. So now it's just on us to figure out if there are any more open questions. So you had technical questions. If you want to withdraw with a contract call, how would that look like? Do they have maybe an SDK or anything else? And just like if there's any other open questions, I think instead of like trying and poke holes into these guys over and over and over again because we are not capable of making proper summaries, right? Um, we should really try and keep this like not abusing this, you know. I feel like they have been extremely patient. They came to so many DAO calls of ours, like no other project ever has, right? They answered every single question super patiently in our Discord, right? Then they have been answering some of the same questions again in the Telegram chat. So I think we really have to make sure we're not abusing this, right? To a point where they are like, you know what, guys, like we're really not like contributing too much liquidity, like let's just be done with it, okay?
We're a
Withdraw your money.
customer. We're a customer. The customer is always right.
Yeah, the customer is
We're
in
a
Web3 is
customer.
sadly not always right. So I'm saying like let's do it, but without stepping on their toes when it's not needed to step on their toes, because they're actually nice guys and they have delivered on their end.
Yeah, I think that's a good encouragement, Stella. I appreciate you bringing that up. It's one of the biggest challenges of being a DAO because there's so much happening, behind the scenes in different chats or on different platforms. Conversations happen all over the place. So this is something I think we can all commit to with next year. Maybe it's a New Year's resolution for Unlock that we all commit to bringing the information back to one central place. Let's try to keep updating, have a forum post for every topic that is ongoing, and I'll be working with everybody individually, and we'll start poking people and prodding to get the routine, the habit built. We have to establish the behavior that we want, and it takes effort. Every single time we have a call or a conversation, we have to bring it back to the DAO forum, and we have to post an update because somebody else might be picking up the torch and carrying it. It might not be you carrying it forward, or you might just forget what you did because we all have ADHD and we've been in this industry for so long. We forget more than we remember what we're doing. So we have to just, we got to write it down. It's hard, but we'll work together. We'll help each other hold each other accountable, and we'll just keep the DAO forum updated. So that's the new plan going forward. Cece, you got your hand up.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, also just wanted to point out that I think we also need to see the Wallet Connect like option for connecting wallets. I have been experiencing the same problem, and today in the morning with Evan, he also experienced the same problem. Like he connects, he scans the QR code, and the website is still like loading, 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 and never finishes to connect. So because the idea was when I was like guiding those guys for the whole process, it was for them to do the flow and check out all the links and see all that, and I was going to be on the background like guiding them, okay, click on this, click on that, but that wasn't the case. So I needed to show them with my wallet connection that obviously it was a browser wallet, which is completely different. So maybe we can also address that. No, I think he didn't connect, Stella. He didn't.
Well,
So we
I'm
need to
going
see
to
that.
try to check it out with my, because I noticed Wallet Connect has been having some problems lately. For me, it always just spins, not just on the Unlock website, but on all websites. So I actually use a VPN. Whenever I use a VPN, it just works normally. But if I don't, so if I try with the VPN and it works, then I I think it might be like a wallet connect thing, not necessarily from the unlock side of things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
have the
need to
same
see
feeling
this. Because I
because
have also experienced something like that on ENS. So I'm not sure if it's
yeah.
a general issue or it's something related maybe from our side that it's not updated. I don't know. I'm not a developer, but I'm like guessing around.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. It is tricky. Wallet Connect has been flaky for me as well, so it does seem like it might be kind of a larger issue. And what Danny mentioned is maybe there's some like geofencing kind of stuff going on. And this is what happens with increased complexity right now, is we're starting to have more like privy and these abstracted layers. So there's more hoops, more steps that have to be jumped through for these connections to all be seamless for every user. Right? They're coming at it from so many different directions.
But funnily, they are actually meant to make things easier, right? But instead, it feels like they're becoming another hurdle, which is obviously not so great. But yeah, I think I remember when I tried for the first time logging in with Wallet Connect with my Safe directly to unlock, and it needed 3 tries for me to actually connect. And it required complete, clearing the browser, getting rid of all the cookies, right? Restarting the browser and then doing it again. It's like, what are you asking people to do? Like, I don't know. Uh, maybe it would be good if we had a direct link to them. The same with Privy, but I don't think we have a direct link.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's kind of catch-22. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well,
So
Will said
good.
to get less friction, you need to add more friction, so you know what less friction looks like. That's the
Oh,
stage we're in.
one more
We're adding friction.
2 more things that actually should have been on the agenda, and this was actually yours and Anupa's idea. You wanted to invite to a karaoke session. That's one thing. And the other thing is you also wanted people to vote on a second call time for the DAO. That is actually already live. So maybe put these 2 things quickly on the agenda.
Yeah, good call. This week's agenda kind of exploded into a bigger call. I guess we had a lot of updates to get caught up on, but that happens. I was trying to keep it short and sweet per the instructions, but yeah. Good. It's all been great information. So I enjoyed this call. I thought it was a lot of great topics. I appreciate everybody for coming and bringing relevant things to talk about. And Stella is absolutely right. We have a proposal, a little poll in the general chat on Discord. So we want to try to change one of the times in the month throughout the month. Not the first week. We'll keep that one the same, but any one of the, probably like the middle one or something in the month. We want to have it on a different time so that it can be more accessible for people who are in different time zones or have different availabilities. So there are 3 different times that we selected as great as options. So if you want to follow a link from either Stella or Cece, they're both threw a nice link in there for you, and get on the Discord and vote. If you're listening to this call, that means that you're the target audience. People that are on this call right now, probably not the target audience. So get to the Discord and vote on which time you would prefer to see one of the calls throughout the month. I think this will be a great step forward for increasing accessibility for other time zones. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Stella. What was the other thing that you said that Anoop and I were talking about?
Well, didn't you want to do a karaoke session before Christmas?
Oh yeah, we do. We talked about that last week as well. But yeah, we have the karaoke. We will be sending out a link for the event so people can register. We found this really cool decentralized protocol that does event links. It's called Unlock Protocol. So you'll be able to register for the event utilizing Unlock Protocol. So try out something new and have some fun. So that's the news this week, guys. Thanks everybody for joining. It's going to be a great time until next week. I'm sure lots of fun things will happen. So make sure you write it down, go back to the Discord and share with the DAO what you were up to this week. And we will see you all next week.
See you all.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. See ya. Take care.
Take care. Take care.
Karaoke. What's wrong with this?
It sounds like you're saying karaoke. It sounds like you're saying karaoke.